Hello.
Yeah, we don't need to wait the whole 30 seconds.
I was gonna say 30
I'm
seconds.
like, we're all here. I was waiting for Aaron to get in.
Bobby.
Yeah, that's whatever. There's another person that might come, Gareth, or Gar, however you say his name. He's got Fight Like a Demon Kickstarter, and I guess he's fixing his wife's toilet in her daycare. Yeah, so we got people here. They got Kickstarters and stuff. We have a Kickstarter, but we won't talk about ours first because nobody cares about cats. So let's introduce ourselves first and then start talking about stuff. So Ed, you go first.
So I'm Ed Davis. I am the writer of the series Immortal Era, which currently has issue 8 live on Kickstarter, and it's a planned 24-issue series.
Aaron.
I wrote Tilt. It's on Kickstarter. The end.
That's it.
And it's good stuff. I read it.
Yeah. Not that I haven't read this. Well, yeah, I guess I technically have.
Yeah. I haven't read all the fun bells and whistles that you've thrown in, but I've read the core book, so excited to get.
Oh, there's more.
Oh,
yeah. There's another sandwich that he eats on a wing of a And Corey, what's going on with you?
Chilling. Corey of Lucky 33 Comics, and I am not on Kickstarter right now, but just happy to be here.
That's cool.
Don't worry. Over the next 6 months, you'll be on Kickstarter many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. I'm enjoying this right now.
Well, you're part of a team that's on Kickstarter right now.
Yeah.
It's technically true, yeah.
It means you got something you got to worry about promoting, even if it's a little more relaxed. If it's not your campaign, if you're just part of the team, you feel that obligation. Like, all right, I still gotta make these sales.
Absolutely.
So, Immortal Era wasn't moving at all on Travis's show. Maybe nobody likes Travis.
I don't know if I think the fixation on your plush just took over all of the conversation. They're like, that dude doesn't offer any plushes. Why the hell am I going to back his campaign where he's just talking about heads on spikes?
Yeah.
Not even plushy heads.
Oh, see that? But we were talking about I could do a plushy head on a spike, and that would be really badass. But I don't know if the market exists because my brain is always 1,000% more morbid than most people I know, and my readers are gonna think he just keeps crossing lines. Like, oh, I offered you the chance to get your own head drawn on a spike. Wouldn't that be amazing? Nobody wanted that. And they're like, oh, really? That's grim. I'm like, but it's okay. Someone's head's got to be on a spike. Why not yours?
No, that's a great drawn character tier. That's funny. And no one went for that?
No one went for it.
You know what I'm missing in my life? Seeing my head on a spike.
See, I can offer it again because I'm sure I'll have more heads on spikes coming up in the future ones. The issue 9 heads on spikes are done. There's one in issue 8. So there were 5 opportunities, and I mean, there's men, there's women. I don't discriminate. You want to be on a spike, you can do it. Just don't send me a picture of your kid. That's where even my morbid ass will draw the line.
It's good to have a line.
It's a small line, but I gotta have something.
Unless the price is right.
I don't know. Yeah, if it's enough to let me retire,
that's a true question.
I'll do it.
And
because I still teach 5th graders, so it's like we can't do anything that's gonna get me to lose the job that actually pays the mortgage here.
Truth.
That's a very good point.
And Tilt hasn't moved since
last night.
Really?
Where are we at with Tilt?
Still less than 100 away.
Oh, you're right there.
I don't understand how it's not funded yet. I really don't get that.
Trade.
I was telling him, yeah, the trade thing is people think, especially like we both said, oh, we've read it, it's great. Well, a lot of people think, oh, I've read it, what do I need more? And they don't realize, okay, there's going to be more to it. And plus, I tell people, when you want to go flying on an airplane, don't you want to just drop that trade in your luggage and not have to lug around, 4 separate comic issues? So there's the convenience of the trade. And I tell people, trades are meant to be read till the spine falls apart.
That's right.
Because that's just like, I want to go revisit this trade, and I have trades in my office that they are just falling to pieces because they're just the ones I go back and read. And I buy some of those, more deluxe hardcovers, and those ones can actually stand multiple readings. But a good trade is just meant to be read and passed on to your friend. Like, you got to read this book, and you send it off to the next person. So you got to get this book trade so you can spread the word, and let's get that last $100.
It just makes me worried when we get to do trades and stuff. Like for
my first was not the greatest experience because most of the people in the campaign, they just bought their new issue. I think it was issue 7 when I did the trades. So they're like, cool, I'm going to get my issue 7, and it's great. The fact that I have readers that are just going to continue and they're going to buy each floppy as it comes out is an amazing thing. But I thought, all these people, because I think you hear at shows, every show I do, when's the trade coming? When's the trade coming? It's like, it's right here. It's on the table. Oh, well, I'll think about it.
Yeah,
so
where are you?
They want it until they actually have the option to get it, and then they forget they asked.
So
very frustrating.
Look, that's exactly what happened with our retailer tier. I worked with multiple shops to put that tier together, and like one of them's done it.
I set it up thinking of the same thing, and not one person has done it. I even did one where you can get just the trade if you don't want to have to buy a bunch of floppies, and then one where you can get the trade and the 7 and 8. And as of yet, none of them. There's one shop, if I shoot him an email, he'll probably do it, but they would probably only want issue 8 because they're the one shop. It's one down in San Diego, TC's Rockets. They've been buying every single issue. Even during the pandemic, they still kept buying issues and stocked them on their shelf. So they would just need an issue 8 and probably to fill a few holes, but they don't want to buy a bunch of trades that they probably already have some, and then more issue 7s and, only to get those issue 8s. So it just gets to a point, how much are you going to cater to all the retailers when I can just drive down and hand them the books and make it easier?
Yeah, there's a store around the corner from my house. So that's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would it be better? Well, no, because that's the same thing that Aaron did. I was going to say, we're doing Mittens 3 next year, but then we're going to do a trade like the year after. So
okay.
Yeah. Except for the Chronicles of Horror anthology, we're going to do the trade. Like, that's the next thing we're doing. We're not going to do issue 3 of that.
Okay, so just one trade.
Yeah, it's just going to be a trade. And then you could get the issue 1 and issue 2 as like an add-on or something. Or whatever,
okay,
yeah, that's going to do. But yeah, cool. Can't wait for that.
I know, right? It sounds a little daunting to do a trade. I have yet to do a Kickstarter trade. I've only done single issues, so
yeah.
I'll just watch everybody else fail first.
And they do move better at shows. I will say that.
I could believe that.
The trades at shows move very well for me. You still get the people there. They're not quite sure if you've got them yet, so they'll buy issue 1. So I can't keep issue 1 in stock. As soon as I print a batch, it sells out. So a good problem to have, but at this point, I've completely sold out of all my issue 1s. So that and the trade are the 2 things that move off the table. And then if they like the trade, then they come back and get issue 7 and get the last piece that they need. But on Kickstarters, I don't find them amazing, but at shows, they're great. And I try to do at least one show a month. So having those in there is always a good thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing shows again, but with trades, because I've not gotten to do that yet.
Yeah, and it does bring new eyes. They're like, cool, I can get it all in one. I don't like floppies. I mean, and I think it was here that we had talked about having a digital copy at the show too. And I started offering that, and those do sell really well. Where where they're like, I don't know if I want it. I'm like, hey, I got a special show only deal, $5 for the whole series, and those sell really well.
Yeah.
And all it is you just got to print some business cards and get some of my bad graphic design, but all that really matters is that QR code on there.
Yeah,
That's
Dylan
really
was
cool.
talking about that, I think.
It's not a bad idea. I've never thought about doing a digital at a convention.
We have a whole platform, so we could be just
That's
scan
a
the
good
QR
point.
code.
You'd almost have to at that point.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we're gonna share Tilt first because, like, get it funded. Like, it's so stupid. And then Aaron can talk about that. So, what's Tilt all about?
Homeless superhero
Oh my
in
God,
Boston.
it did move. That's cool.
Homeless superhero in Boston. It's gritty. It's pretty heartfelt. He's a pretty likable character. He's also a fourth wall breaker. I'm not sure what element of it is that most people get drawn in by, but I don't know. It's a fun story. It's like a weird twist on a revenge story because it's not really a revenge story on his part. So the villain's a fun character to write, and a lot of the dialogue is what I had a lot of fun with, just interactions and being able to talk to the audience. But it's a fun book. It's a lot of action. It kind of pays some homage to early superhero stuff, as well as superhero stuff in like the 90s. So I don't know. It's just a fun book.
It is.
No, it
There
looks
is blood.
awesome. Oh, yeah.
How many international backers have you got?
I honestly haven't looked.
No.
Nah, too much stuff going on. I haven't looked at like the actual backer stuff.
Do you have all the producer tier? Like,
There's one left.
there's one still. Oh yeah, because he would have got funded if somebody got that.
Yeah, for sure. Even if one more retailer was in there.
Actually,
You need,
I
you need a
actually
new
would have.
producer or a new retailer, one of the two.
Yeah.
I actually would have probably picked that if I didn't have a wedding that I have to go to next week.
Mm.
Freaking weddings.
Like, remodeling my house, but
Cancel it.
Oh
Use tarp on the house.
no, Greg's coughing.
Cool. Well, that's cool because I saw it was at 1408, now it's at 1435.
Ever closer. Just
That's
inching our
awesome.
way there.
Slowly getting
Almost there. 65. One more tier.
Right.
Oh my
If you're in the house with somebody who has a credit card, go steal it. And
God.
All right.
this is how I get
What did
Greg.
they change this?
This is how I get Greg banned on Facebook.
I actually, the only time I've ever been like not completely banned, but like I don't know, shadow banned or like
Chastised?
restricted. I was like restricted on like groups and stuff. It was like in the beginning of doing Kickstarter, and I'm just sharing all the time. And they're like, "Okay, I think you're like a robot. You're like doing
Yeah.
this really fast."
I got hit with that too. I wasn't allowed to comment on people's stuff. I wasn't allowed to post my own. But
Yeah.
we weren't fully banned. It's not like I couldn't look at Facebook. But yeah, I got that too on my first campaign because I just share. Now I'm leery. I'm like, all right, people say, oh, share it every day. I'm like, I don't need to get banned again. I share it like every couple days. And now that it's funded, you have that kind of sigh of relief. I agree with Travis. Back us both. I'll promise you, back Aaron, I'll promise you head on spike plushes one day. It's like back me now, get your head on spike plush in the future. When you're invested in the series and you want to put it on your shelf.
I'm seeing a lot more plushies just because Carissa always has a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I actually still have some sandwich plushies left.
Yeah.
I probably should have done
you
something
did
with
that. I actually would have got that, but I didn't have enough money.
Did you have a wedding to go to?
Is that a wedding to go to? That
All these
night?
damn writing.
Darn friends.
And their happy relationships.
Yeah, what's that about?
Oh,
Give it
hope
time.
you're divorced.
yeah.
Good. Oh, man. I mean, I think we can.
I'm gonna take
Can
a
and
shot
will.
at it.
Yeah.
It's the topic that won't die.
Yeah,
Speaking of not dying, I see my book up there,
yeah.
and my story tells
Segue.
the story of a world 200 years in the future where no one can die. They're all immortal, but they don't have powers. They don't have abilities. So everyone in this world still ages. They can still get sick. You're not going to look at a bunch of pretty vampires. Instead, you're going to see people over 200 years old suffering from dementia, suffering from disease. So there's a group of heroes. They realize that enough is enough, and they're out to find a way to restore the natural life cycle, because for them, the goal is to save humanity by killing them.
Yeah, that was an expert pitch.
I've done it so many times.
A few times.
Back of your hand.
Back here.
And I even have it at the con. I said, can you give me 30 seconds of your time? They go, oh, you won't do it in 30 seconds. I'm like, if I don't, I will give you the book for free. And still have not had to give a book out.
Yeah. My
Just at home
easiest-
timing yourself, like stopwatch.
Oh,
Like
I had to make sure, because I'm like, if I do that, I can't afford to give shit away. I
Yeah,
have to
that's
make
the
sure
dangerous road.
that I'm actually going to meet what I told them I can meet.
We've only done one Comic-Con so far. Oh, it was a D&D con, whatever. But the easiest pitch ever is for Mittens, because they just walk by and I'm like, you like cats? They're like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
And
Look
see,
at
it's
this.
family friendly too, which is nice, because that's what people go like, oh, could my kid read your book? No, I do not recommend that.
Originally, I was going to be like having him swear and stuff all the time. And then
Okay.
I was like, don't do that. Be better.
Yeah, that's not where
better
you
than
need to
that.
take it.
And I was like, fuck. Because that's how I normally write. It's just like, oh, shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
You got all of these issues.
That's a lot of issues. That's crazy.
Yeah,
When did you?
I have issue 1 available. I just added that yesterday because I was thinking about it, and for a lot of people, they don't want to start and have to read 8 full issues of the book. So you can jump in, buy an issue 1 that's available. Then I have all the single floppies if you wanted those. I have hardcover and softcover trades, and then issues 7 and 8.
I think that would be a good plushie right there.
That's wild.
I have a pin of him, all the different character designs that are on there. I have character pins that I made of them, and people love the head. They don't know the story. A lot of people will come up there just like, I just like that pin. That guy's cool. I want that pin. They don't want the book, but hey, a sale is a sale. That when you're at a con, it comes down to that. Like whatever you're gonna buy is a win for me. Hey, if they want to buy some of my bags and boards, I'll sell those. I don't care.
What is your favorite reward that you have?
My favorite reward, I love the foil cover. This will be our 3rd foil that we're doing, and they come out really well. And then I like the water bottle that we had our cousin do, and she put together these water bottles that look really nice.
Never done a water bottle.
That's cool. That's different. Yeah.
Never done graded copies either. But
Yeah, a lot of CGCs, and that's one of the things I tell a lot of indie creators, like get your stuff graded, because if you're going to work a lot of cons, it brings eyes to the table, and it's a different set of eyes. It's those prospectors' eyes. They think, ooh, when this gets on Netflix, I'm going to become rich because I just bought this 9.8. And like, hey, if you get rich, so did I. So it's all good. You can go cash in. I will be more than happy for you.
that's cool. And original art. I was actually thinking of doing that for ink too, and I just didn't do it. It was original art.
Yeah, the original art, those usually sell pretty well. I think I've sold out of all but one, and that would be, I think, the last one when we scroll down. Yeah, the one with the heads on spikes. That one still hasn't sold.
Wonder why.
That's weird.
Yeah. Coming back to those heads on spikes. No one wants to hit and frame that on their wall. I don't get it.
I say you have a tier where you can be an immortal or a head on a spike, but the head on a spike's cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want to live.
Yeah.
It's boring. I'd rather
Yeah,
be a
come on
head on
now.
a spike.
You'd still be alive on the spike. It's just going to be miserable.
Oh, that is miserable. Maybe that's the hesitation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll have their head on the spike and be moaning because you're not going to die. You're still going to live in this world. It's just not a great existence.
Yeah, that's rough.
Give
So what
people
else do you guys
something to
got?
think about.
What else do you have going on besides the Kickstarter?
I am working on actually a new book that'll next month. It's my first non-Immortal Era title. So the people that are the hard to get the new readers in, it's a new book. Aaron's working on it with me. So we're going through the last of the colored pages. It's a book called Corruptor. It's set in the same universe, but completely different vibe and tone from Immortal Era.
That's cool.
So
What
proud
about-
of it.
What about Aaron? What is he doing?
Well, I'm helping Ed with that. That's going to be a dope book. I'm working on the next thing's Fall of Night, which is that's like my first mature readers comic, and that's going through rounds right now, and we'll probably campaign it at some point, maybe the beginning of next year. But that's going to be like it's going to be like a 5-issue arc, I think. It's a pretty big story, pretty hefty. It's got some Knights Templar stuff in there and some feudal Japan stuff in there, and we used a limited color palette, specifically a Japanese limited color palette. So it's been pretty fun. It's actually so Joe from Tilt did the core illustrations, and then we had hired a new colorist, and then Van Claridge is doing our lettering. So he's done a lot of cool stuff with the lettering that kind of reflects the time period and stuff. It's already looking dope.
That's awesome.
I love when you can like add that extra layer of creativity to really like jazz you up when you're working. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Travis was mentioning about the monochrome color for Mittens.
Yeah, the blue.
Yeah, he's like, I still haven't like had the like. I can't even think of the word that he was saying. He like doesn't feel like he can do that in a comic. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. it's cheaper, so just do it.
I guess it makes sense. Yeah, you don't have to worry about flatting it or anything like that when you're going with one color.
Well, doesn't it still get flatted, Josh?
The way we do it, just to make my work process easier. But just because I do a lot of like lighting and rendering and stuff, so I'd rather work with flats. But
Okay.
But it's definitely not like a full colored book is production wise. It's because the way we do it. Corey, did you end up doing any flatting on?
I didn't, but
No, you didn't.
Alex and
Okay.
Mo talked to me enough about it, so if I need to
Gotcha.
voice their opinions on the matter, I can step in.
Because I gave him like a color palette of like, well, obviously the monochromatic color palette, but it was just like use these like 8 colors or 6 colors and just like obviously lighter and darker tones of blue, and just go nuts with it. And I know that was probably it's a challenge when you're used to like being able to be like, here's a tree with green and brown, and instead of like here's a tree with darker blue and lighter blue.
The most
it's got
common
its set of challenges.
observation they had was coloring something one color and then realizing a couple pages in that that'll be the same color as the wall they're standing in front of, and now having to pivot. So some interesting challenges, but definitely cool.
I guess it is kind of hard. Yeah, I don't have to do it though. So
You were just like, Mittens is
like,
colorblind.
Yep.
Yeah, I wrote the 3rd issue, so
Yay!
can't wait for that.
Clears throat.
And that's next year.
That's the hope. Yep.
That's the hope. Well, if we hit that 5K mark, we could do more. But,
Yeah, but we'll see if we actually hit that or not.
At this point, if you can get funded, that's the victory, because it's Kickstarters. There's more and more comic books, and not just comic books, but good comic books dropping on the platform. So
Right.
competition gets more and more difficult to get through. So any funded book is just, that's a victory. So, and every funded book for me is paying for 2 or 3 books in the future, because all of the artwork for issue 9 of Immortal Era is done. All of the artwork for issue 10 is done. And we're actually starting the artwork for 11. And then as soon as I'm sending Aaron the script for the 2nd issue of Corruptor, he'll start the artwork on that. So I like to be well ahead, and that way, release books semi quickly. I mean, as best I can.
Yeah. I'm trying to get out of a hole of I have like so many different series out at the same time, but I want to finish the arcs. So like I got Ink 2, but Ink 3 is like right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that needs to get finished, and then I'll move to scales and stuff. And then certain people are like, "Where's Ink 3?" And I'm just like, dude.
Yeah, I remember. They're pissed. They do not want to read about cats.
No.
You got to tattoo that cat up, and then all people will be satisfied.
Yeah, crossover.
Ink kitten.
Mittens becomes a tattoo.
Tell me about Ink. He's got
We're all
tattoos.
waiting eagerly, Travis.
He's got tattoos and powers and stuff. Moving on. So Aaron, when's Paradigm 2 coming out?
Okay, so Tilt is kind of the end of our superhero stuff for a while.
Oh, okay.
Everything else has kind of been pushed on the back burner.
And One Last Job too. All this.
Well, it's not part of the superhero stuff.
No, I just mean like just in general.
So honestly, my goal for that would be to go ahead and get issues 3 and 4 done and campaign them together.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing that. Like,
yeah, or if I don't feel like doing floppies, then doing the 3rd and 4th, and then just doing a trade of that. So then literally half a book that people haven't read before. That's kind of what I'm starting to move toward a little bit, is less floppy, more trade, and seeing what we can do with it outside of just having to do campaigns. That's why Fallen Knight hasn't been put up or anything yet, is we're trying to do other stuff with it. And the same thing's going to happen with the Tilt trade. And then Everville at some point is going to come out.
yeah. You're not going to put that blood splatter on them again, really.
I mean, I might, but just in a different way.
Yeah. And
So because that particular cover, that's a kind of cover that I'd like to do every issue. So we did the Neverling for that first one, which is the white and black version. And then I would like to do like Abe for the 2nd issue. So white and black. And then, we'll go through the characters for each issue.
And then Ed, when he sends out his next Immortal Era, it can come with like a severed head or something.
I mean, we have a few people that are getting drawn into issue 2 as various Neverlings that are either dead or in the process of dying. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Never say never. Now, Aaron, I'm curious on like the shifting toward more trade, less floppy. Like, is that an experiment, or is it like just you've seen some trends and you want to try to push that way? What's
Trends.
the thought process? Yeah,
Mostly trends, yeah.
I was curious.
Yeah, I saw like Midnight Highway did 2 issues at one time, I think, or in Black Jackets and stuff like that. I just keep naming his.
Don't mention Mike too many times or he might show up.
Yeah, it's like Beetlejuice.
That's right.
We're
I'm working on
Bloody
other stuff,
Mary.
though. I'm doing pro stuff now, too. That's kind of my focus for the next little while, is to just get that stuff together.
Jeez.
Would I consider a plushie?
Wow.
If I had it sitting with me right now, I still have sandwich plushies.
Wasn't it? Is it? Well, it's supposed to be a tuna sandwich, right?
I never said what kind of sandwich it is.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a tuna sandwich. I'm just
Any
thinking.
sandwich will do.
You're just thinking
Yeah, any
Mittens.
sandwich. will do. I assume Travis was probably talking about the Neverling plushie, though, and that would be awesome.
That would be cool.
I think
I actually
Travis
don't even
wants
wanna do
all
a plushie of it.
He's not discriminating. You give him a plushie, he's in. But he doesn't want mock art. He wants a plushie. Mock arts will just piss him off. We've seen it.
I keep trying to talk my mom into making stuffed knit Neverlings because I think people would vibe those a lot.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would get
You
one.
never know what people want. I mean, you think this is everybody's gonna love this, and nobody wants it, and then something you think they would never want to touch, and that's the only thing they want. So I thought the water bottles would be great. I've sold one, but put them on the table. I always think of whatever I get. Like my wife always tells me, none of this stuff's gonna go bad, and you put it on your table, and anything that you can do to increase eyes on your table in traffic, that helps because what I've made from cons that's what was able to actually pay for the artwork for issue 9 and for Corruptor. So
I actually
curious
am
on
probably
that.
going to stop doing T-shirts because I
Oh,
think I'm the only
yeah.
person that likes T-shirts.
I don't sell any. I
T-shirts?
finally dropped them off my thing because I would sell a few, and then you'd have to try to chase people down for the surveys because they wouldn't say what size they
Yep.
want. And then I also had the idea of like, oh, I'll just make a design for every cover. So now, what of the 11 shirts do you want? And
Right.
it became nightmarish because you couldn't get them to fill it out. I'm trying to like, let me see if I can find this guy on Facebook even so I can ask him what size he wants. And finally, I found him on Facebook. He won't reply to my message. He looks like about a large, and I think he'd like that shirt. So you send it and hope.
Yep.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think that one's going out the window. My problem is I need to find something else of value for that same price point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that is the thing. I may not have sold a lot, but those 2 or 3 shirts, that's $100.
Yeah. I always do shirts just because, like, I don't know if you guys do like drop shipping for that, or you actually send the shirt. Well, I know what Aaron does because I have a few of his shirts. But like, I use like Printify, and then I just like put the address and stuff in what they give me in the survey, and then I send the shirt. I don't have to
But
touch it.
I can't justify the I can no longer justify the price. I did for a long time. I told myself it was worth it, and then once you really sit down and do the math, it's just not.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, and
Josh,
my
you-
t-shirt guy raised up their prices too. So
Oh,
all of a sudden I think I charged on my last campaign that I did shirts. I think I was charging 25, and I sent my order to the printer, and each shirt came out to about 27. So already
Holy
you're
shit.
in a loss, and you're happy that you only sold 3 at that point
Yeah.
because you're not eating too much money. But I think for me, what I might do even now, because I'm at the halfway point, so I want to add some new pieces to the campaign. So now, starting tomorrow, when we're officially at the halfway point, I'm going to add in a sneak peek. So you'll get the prologue of the issue, which is the first, I think, 6 pages. Add that in there. And then I might add t-shirts, but it will be one design, and I'll charge like $35. That way I don't lose anything. I'm not going to make a lot. But the worst was when you see like, okay, great, I just made negative $2 on all of those shirts, plus whatever the Kickstarter fees were. So it gets you. So I'm thinking if I add them, it'll be one design, pick the one that seems to be the most popular, and just have those as you add on a small, you add on a medium, you add on a large. So I don't have to chase down a survey. They buy whatever size they actually need.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I only have one Kickstarter under my belt, but listening to everyone's horror stories when we did it, I was like, we can't have shirts.
Yeah, I do specifically remember we were doing it was for Max Axel, the like racing comic we did, and yeah, it was like everyone in the group's like, we're not doing shirts, don't do shirts. I was like,
they're not worth it.
Yeah. So we had a mistake on the first Mittens campaign, and like we had another reward that was unlocked from a stretch goal or something, or backer goal, and it was just like it had another shirt in it. So I was like, oh, so there's 16 shirts instead of 15 shirts. So that's like over the amount of money that I had budgeted for that. So that was annoying. So then we dropped it down to only 5 shirts are available on this one. The Pug Noises shirt, and 3 of the 5 are taken. So, yeah.
I guess that's the way to do it, because it's when you have all the designs and you have to try to let them pick, and they don't really know. Like, okay, issue 1. What is the issue 1 cover? They don't actually know. 35. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do the shirts at 35 because my place is 25 plus tax, so we're talking like around 27. And I don't need to make a lot on it. I just don't want to lose anything again.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
I just kind of added them into
or
a
even
bundle.
breaking even, and you got someone like a human billboard walking around with your book on them.
Right.
That's a win right there.
Yeah. I just kind of added ours in as like for this campaign anyway, where it's the book and the T-shirt.
Okay.
It's the first time I've ever done it where it's
That's
that,
what-
and I think it was like 55 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's
at
what-
least you're getting the book with it.
Yeah, that's what I normally do. We so our shirt tier is Pug Noises, lettering on the shirt, and then you get the trading card, Slugger's trading card, and the Journey Bar sticker, and issue 2, physical and digital, and that's $35.
Okay.
So,
And I
plus
think that's the
shipping.
only way to get the shirt is
Yep,
to do
that
that
is
tier.
the
Yeah,
only way.
there's no
Somehow,
add-on or anything.
If you want the shirt else,
Oh man,
somewhere else.
I am tempted by the Pug Noises shirt. It was fun helping with the lettering and seeing that every now and again. Chuckled every time.
I
Thank
wrote
you,
the thing
Travis.
and I am like laughing as I'm reading it. I was like, this is awesome.
Could you do the noise in your head? Like you hear.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do the
I don't know why that just makes me giggle every time you do that.
like Slugger's talking. He's like, yeah, Mittens, we do this, and then he keeps talking.
Well, that was the big question. Like when we were originally working on this issue, it was like, do we just have him like say like snarl or something in the lettering? And then it was like, no, we have to just put Pug Noises, like the literal words. Just seems like a good call.
Yeah, Ed, that's for like your side by side comic and trade image or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he sent that over.
So
Because I had the books you saw them, they're just kind of stacked on top of each other. And he said it would look better if you had them side by side. So I think that'll work. And I'm an entirely inept in graphic design. I should enlist some of my 5th graders. They do a better job.
Yeah, that's what I have. Josh.
Ed, I will help you with any of the corruptor stuff.
Okay. Well,
There you go.
I'm going to start putting it together. So I will take you up on that. Because I've seen your campaigns. They're a lot prettier than mine.
I'm proud of that book. I think people are going to dig it.
Hey, I don't care who made it, Travis. It looks better than I can do. So that just tells me I'm not more talented than a 5th grader.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
I
say,
might
is
be
that
able to
the new
outsmart
show?
them, but they're going to outdraw me for sure.
So, if people never heard of Tilt, what is it like? Like, what kind of franchises or whatever?
What kind of what?
What kind of like franchises, like movies or shows or
Franchise.
what kind of like media is it?
The best description is it's Superman if Superman didn't give a crap.
Oh, okay.
That was said by Brett from Indie Comics Dispatch. It's kind of always stuck. But yeah, I mean, again, just fourth wall breaker, a lot of fun, a lot of heart. Good background characters. Like they took on more of a life of their own than I expected them to. I just wrote them how I felt, but I've never had a book where so many people have mentioned Exquisite or mentioned Cindy, you know, like that they actually identify with the secondary characters as well. And that's why I did the flash fictions for them, which are in the trade as well. So people that didn't get to read those will be printed off in the trade. And then Joe DeSantos wrote and illustrated an extra 7-page story that nobody's seen before that is focused on Talon, the main villain. And it's kind of like one of his and Tilt's first mercenary missions together. So that one's pretty cool. And then even the ads I put in that book, they're all part of the world. So I made some fun stuff for that. You know, the O'Daniel's Sandwich Emporium has like a full page ad in there, and just stuff that's throughout the storyline. It was just a fun way for me to play around with it. But again, I mean, it's a lot of action. It's a lot of there's grittiness. There's more darkness than I probably even thought there was. But at the same time, it's also a bit lighthearted with who Patrick is as a person.
Yeah. people should back it and fund it.
We're so close.
Fun. It's like you said. It's a little dark. It's a little dark. It's always with the fourth wall breaking. You always get that splash of humor in there. Highest possible recommendation, people. Let's get that thing funded.
Appreciate it.
How much or how many pages did it come out to?
120.
It's 128.
128. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's
It's gonna be a
awesome.
nice little trade. So.
Definitely.
Definitely sounds worth doing a trade when you have that much content.
Seriously.
Yeah. So how many like pages would you normally do for a trade? Like, still new to that.
Well, that one, the core issue or the core issues together would be 88. So
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure.
So there's a lot of extra stuff then.
Yeah.
there is, yeah. Like I
Quite a
said,
bit.
even the chapter breaks that I made special stuff for the chapter breaks. So when you flip from issue 1 to issue 2, there's like a full page ad from a window repair business because that's part of the story where Silt's always breaking through the window. And like I thought, if you're gonna have a page break anyway, you might as well have fun with it.
Yeah. That is the way to go. That's so cool. I love that idea of the window repair service.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, for our comics, well, mostly, it is all of our comics, but for Seer Chronicles 2, there's a newspaper in the beginning of it, and it like kind of catches you up on the story in like newspaper articles, and then there's actually like a discount code for our shop on our website if you want to get this certain shirt, and somebody did buy it, so that's pretty cool, and you
That
get like
is
a
cool.
50% discount. So yeah, we like world building. So.
Yep.
No, big fan of fake ads. In the book that Josh illustrates for Lucky 33 New Looms, we have one fake ad an issue. And
Yeah.
it's just fun. It's so much fun to put together.
It really is. So there's no rules, and like even on the bottom, where you typically put like your terms and conditions. I found random generators, and one of them was called the cupcake generator. And so the copyright and like small print is all just like stuff about sweets, and it was just random stuff that I found. I was like, oh, this is
my
fun.
God.
So
That's such a brilliant idea. I never thought about that.
No, that's awesome. That's a ton of fun.
Yep.
Between
Totally
issue 1
scary
and
bad.
2, the fake address we use moved like a digit over. So we like to joke that we just moved down the block in Newark, New Jersey. Just
that's what's
down the
fun about it,
street.
though, is you don't even have to put that much thought into them. Like for O'Daniel's, I put 4 locations for the different sandwich emporiums. One of them was on the corner of 4th and 5th, and one of them was because it's in Boston. I put the Habas, so it's Habah, and just like random stuff like that.
That's so awesome.
Thanks, Travis. Appreciate it, man.
See, now I want to add some fake ads. That sounds like fun. Because I had one little flyer, but I didn't blow it up and make it full size. So I think I could do that even if I go, when I reprint the first volume, when it sells out, do something like that. Because there's a company advertising, giving the elderly back their mobility. But of course, it's a plot by the government, and I'll spoil too much if I keep going, but they lure them in because it's like, oh, can you barely move? Are you over 200 years old? Well, come on, we have a solution for you. And that would be a perfect thing to make a kind of a fun ad with.
Oh.
No, that's awesome.
That's a great idea.
Hey, something happened with Tilt.
Hey,
Hey,
Whoa.
what?
Blah 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 blah.
I just heard my phone.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it's
Congrats.
there. Hell yeah.
It's happening.
What's happening? The thing's happening.
happening.
Thanks, everybody. All right, I'm going to bed.
Work's done for the day.
All right. Aaron, now I'm going to send you that script. You can get to work.
All right.
Perfect.
Wow, that's so crazy. So, what are your stretch goals?
Oh,
Get to
there
work.
are.
Yeah?
There are.
Are they
I
up
think
there
the first
already?
one will-
Because I didn't see them.
Honestly, I didn't put them on there because I
Oh,
was
okay.
just like, what's the point? Honestly, the first one was going to be giving everybody a digital copy of A Bullet for the Road. which was the next novella that's set in the Catalyst Comics universe. Thanks, Travis. Anyway, I mean, it would be a fun story to let everyone have, especially because it's a little bit different than things that they've probably seen me write before, because it's technically a Western, but it has to do with like kinetic energies, and like they're twin brothers that went different paths, and it's set in the late 1700s. One of the brothers is rounding up kids and selling them off to the council, and then the other brother finds out about it, and so it's really like a showdown between the two of them. They both have identical powers, and like I mean, it's a fun story for me to write. I've never messed with Westerns before, so I got to have fun with the settings and realizing you can't throw in technology to cover stuff up. So I like writing prose, and I plan to keep doing that. And that's why that was my first idea for a stretch goal, is because I just have it, and I would like to actually let people read it. And then I have one more that I want to do that's called Spy on a Tuesday, and it's like set in the 1950s. And my goal is to take all four of the ones that would exist and put them together into a volume. And it'd be called I think I had a mercenary, a spy, a knight, and a cowboy walk into a bar. And that was going to be the name of it. It was volume 1.
That's so
great.
good.
What would that be set at? The first prose story, the Western.
Where?
No, like the stretch goal,
Kickstarter?
like. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So I think basically the way that I would do it is send everybody a copy of it, like through PDF or something, because the cover's already been made. I've posted it a long time ago. It's probably around somewhere. But yeah, I mean, it's ready. I just would like people to actually get to read it. That's why I did one of the last campaigns was when Fire by Night came out as a like stretch goal or an add-on or something. And a lot of people really enjoyed that. So I kind of finished up the cowboy one, and, who knows? Maybe something will happen with that. Or maybe I'll just feel generous when I'm dishing out all the digital rewards and just send it anyway.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, one thing we didn't do on this campaign is we didn't really have any backer goal like PDFs. So we only have like 3, and we didn't post a graphic because we're like, we'll just send that.
Yeah, I actually quit doing those, and I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea. I don't know. I knew with the superhero stuff how it was gonna go. I should say that. Like, I'm not completely surprised it took this long to fund.
Yeah, superheroes.
Had it been Everville or One Last Job, then I would be like, okay, I broke something. But when it came to doing superhero stuff, every one of those campaigns has been a struggle. So,
Ink was like, I was like, yo, this is taking a minute.
Yeah.
And I was looking at all the covers, and I thought it was a good idea, like what we did with all the masks. But then there was like 1 or 2 people that were messaging me, and they're like, yeah, that's all the same cover. And I'm like, no, you have to look at it. Like,
gotta pay attention.
Hey, John. Doesn't he die in the next one?
What?
In Ink.
What about Ink?
Doesn't he die in the next one?
Oh, he totally dies in the next one.
But like first page, right?
Head
Spoiled.
on spike.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. Once you
Jokes
kill
on a
him,
plushie.
leave my universe.
We're gonna have a crossover stretch goal, and it's
Or
gonna
that's
be his head on a spike.
That works.
That's his
Make it
next
happen.
tattoo.
Yeah, one of the tattooed immortals gets their head on a spike.
Right.
Yeah.
He choked on a plushie.
Bringing it all the way back.
Or like a dead guy could be like holding plushie.
Yeah,
Like Mittens. Yeah.
or
Just the picture.
a plushie on a spike.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll just
That's
put your
just
Mittens
sadistic.
plushie on a random spike.
I read Mittens for the
You did?
first time right
Yeah?
before the show.
Oh, and you're like, oh, this
That's
is
the
true.
way to do it.
It's actually my favorite thing Greg's written. So
Oh, thank you.
I love that so much.
it made me want to do a kids book with JR as well.
Yeah, Yeah,
Ayo.
he's good at what he does.
Yep.
He's probably the
Kids
best.
books are fun.
He
The best.
is.
He's
Thank you, Corey.
But you're gonna piss Travis off. He does not want to hear about Mittens.
I don't know if he's ready.
I haven't.
Isn't ready.
Yeah,
But I say this is about ink. It was about ink last night and lack of plushies.
I see that.
He's
My
gonna come
goodness.
back with a wrath.
Kids' books are good. Again, they're not biased.
Yeah, there's definitely more kids books, kids related things that I want to do for like the comics, like even like children's books, and then also like the like the early readers comic books they have where it's like 3 panels a page or 4 panels a page.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
those really appeal to me. I'd love to work on some of
I have a
those.
6-year-old and a 4-year-old, so like
So
I'm in the realm. Yeah, I want to do an actual kids book, not even a comic.
Yeah. That would be fun. I would love to do something like
It's
that.
an interesting,
too. One day have a book that my students can actually read and not have to try to hide it from them.
Yeah.
Because they the moment they
That's a
find
fair
out you
point.
wrote a comic book, they're Googling you right away.
Yep.
And it's like,
Yep.
oh, luckily I try to stay nice and clean in the interview so they can't be like, well, I heard you were saying this and this and this, and last thing I need is a parent sitting in my door saying that. So
Oh jeez, yeah.
they would be nice to be like, here, there's a book that I can let you read. So for now, it's just, all right, you're going to find out about it, but good luck actually hunting one down.
And they get their older sibling to go meet you at a con.
Yeah. Your show's late night. I don't care. And I don't think it gets archived on YouTube. It's the ones that get archived I got to be worried about. If the live ones, none of the kids know where to find me at that one. So it's if I'm on one that I know YouTube's going to capture and keep, then it's like, all right, stay clean.
I think your next book, Ed, is going to be the one that's kept away from children more so than anything else.
Oh man, that's what people are like. Immortal Era is dark. I'm like, wait till Corruptor comes out.
For real.
Swears.
Don't you fucking dare! All right,
Controversial shit.
I think
this is
you're
bullshit, Travis, and I'm not gonna have it.
you got another backer, and it's up a little bit.
Sweet,
Yeah,
Nice.
That's awesome.
we have moved.
Yeah, I'm not like Travis. I don't write them all down and like this is how
Yeah.
much I'm gonna get you. Like,
Hey,
I promise you.
the first week, people just have fatigue. I guess they heard enough of me the first time around. Like, we backed your ass already. Shut up. You don't have plushies. You don't have plushies of heads on spikes. Get out of here.
You don't have
First
tattoos.
week, we got 5 backers, and we got close to funding, and it was funded this week. So it gives you that sigh of relief, even when you have a day like yesterday where I was sitting in front of a computer screen for 4 hours and watched 0 backers jump on. So
Yeah.
that's when, all right, go to bed depressed. Go for it.
Oh, ouch.
Yes, we all
I
will be
just
important.
assumed that'd be important. Oh man.
No, it's all right. I like Travis makes demands, and I appreciate that. Because maybe they'll just back me out of pity or just shut him up. Either way, I win.
The demands he gives me, he won't say in public.
Behind closed doors.
Yep.
Travis's Kickstarter's almost over.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
is it funded yet?
I don't know.
I know it's
I looked
close.
earlier and it was like real close.
He always gets that big push in the end, so it'll fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got so many backers. Like I just look at that number and I'm like, no.
That's a lot of numbers.
I think
Disgusting.
well, I know Aaron's got invited to the next Cthulhu as well, so I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
Did you?
Maybe.
Oh wait,
Dang.
spoiler
Yeah.
alert!
Pressure's on.
Damn it! I apologize, Aaron. Edit that
Just
out.
put him in.
Live edit.
Huh.
Oh, Travis messing with editors.
Yeah, it did. I fulfilled 2 campaigns one time, and I hated that. So I can just imagine like 500, 600 backers at one time. I'm just like, huh.
Yeah.
Look at Good Omens on Kickstarter.
Oh, that thing! It's over 1 million now, and
It's almost at 2 million, and there's like 25,000 backers.
I don't even want to think about that fulfillment existence.
Well,
Oh,
that's a
wouldn't do it.
warehouse.
You wouldn't have
you
to
know
touch
they're
it.
hiring someone else.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
I'm not saying Yeah, no, I'm saying whoever has to handle that.
But someone has
that's
to,
a
even
whole
if you're the
job.
hired guns.
That's what
That
I'm
is a
saying.
nightmare of a job.
That's
Yep.
a lot. of
But I'll take
fulfillment.
that problem. You want to get me for $1 million?
Dude, I was about to
Yeah.
say, you know what? Actually, like,
I'll take a sabbatical from work. They don't need me for the rest of the school year.
that's right. Just let me work on
I'll
packaging.
just make my full-time job fulfilling Kickstarters.
There you go.
specifically Good Omens.
Yeah.
And only good ones.
That's
Only
a
Good
year's
Omens.
salary right there.
Immortal Era is not cracking $1 million.
No.
I need Neil Gaiman to step in and write me a story.
No, you need Colleen Doran to do the art.
I need
Yeah,
both.
there you go. I need both.
Yeah.
You know, why not just be greedy at this point?
Yeah.
I need both of them. Oh,
And I can quit my day job and cuss all I want.
That's right. Neil Gaiman's Immortal Era.
I know,
Next series coming August.
seeing
Yeah,
those
it
kinds of
doesn't not sound like a Neil
Kickstarters,
Gaiman.
it's just
book.
like, yeah, right.
Yeah, I guess
Neil
it
Gaiman's
wouldn't fit
Mittens.
Neil Gaiman's sensibilities, but we can take it that way. For that $1 million Kickstarter, I'm willing to divert.
For
The
sure.
story's his.
Yep.
That's your price.
That's like people talking about would you ever sell off your series? Like, you write a big enough check and yeah, I'll come up with something different.
Yeah.
You can have it.
I got more ideas than this now.
Yeah, that's right. You can take it.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
plenty of
know.
ways I'll sell out. And he's like, okay, well, what if they did this or that? It's like, if the check's big enough, I just won't watch.
Yeah, I'll be giggling while I cash it. So
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm going to avoid that. It sounds like it's going to be a train wreck, but hey, it's all good.
I could see Mittens as like an animated show or something.
Yeah, it'd be good.
But,
I would love that so much.
Travis.
It's like, all right, Netflix, this is your show. We have three new properties for you.
Oh man, that's a rough weekend.
Yeah, those are those weekends at cons where nobody comes over to Artist Alley.
Oh my gosh, I've had those weekends where it's like, please, anyone buy my book.
Yeah. Or
I
just
don't
look
care
at
if you
me.
like it, just pity me.
Talk to me.
What's crazy is like me and Dylan were going to do Baltimore this year, but money.
And you're not
So-
now? Oh, okay.
No.
Wedding.
I
Weddings.
was gonna say there's a wedding probably.
Or bats. Bats or weddings.
Bats,
See, I bet
bats
if
and weddings.
Ed had heads on spikes on the front of his booth, every day would be a baller day of people stopping
I
by.
should do something. That would be
Yeah.
badass.
That would be
It's
crazy.
It's Halloween time. I could go to Party City and just get a couple.
You could.
Oh, we're
Or
props.
you can get like
I'm
a,
in-
you
I'm
can
in
get like
for
a
that.
banner or something. And you
No,
got,
my next con is a horror con too.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
wow. Come
that
on.
would work then.
Oh, when
Yeah,
you
I'd
see my
definitely
next
like that.
picture at a con, there will be heads on spikes in front of my table.
And sell them too.
Oh, everything's for sale.
That's right. Everything
Even
must
I'm
go.
for sale. Damn it.
It's a
So right
liquidation
after I'll
sale.
go. I'm coming home with you. Let's.
I'm
For
definitely
$30.
It's
Yes.
That's right.
gonna be more than $30. Actually, no. Maybe by Sunday, if I haven't
Yeah.
sold shit, $30
Wait a
is the
minute.
price.
Yeah.
But now I'm really gonna do it. I gotta go to Party City, find 2 good heads
It's not
on
a bad
spikes,
idea.
and I'm putting that on my table. And if it brings all the people, then all the credit goes to what I just did right now.
There you go.
And
This
I
is
got
why
a back.
Ed and I
So
talk.
this is a double win situation.
That's awesome. I don't have any heads on spikes.
I will soon.
I could,
Great.
but it wouldn't make
Profile
any sense. So,
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, I do have a profile picture of me with my head on a spike. They were doing it at San Diego Comic-Con years ago when Game of Thrones was just coming out. And they said, oh, come in this photo booth and you can get your head on a spike. So
look at you now.
I do actually have one.
Look at you now.
You're a true blue fan.
Oh man. $30.
Yes, that's been some of my Sunday afternoons. It's just like whatever you want. You have my CGC 9.8. I don't care. $30.
I've only done
Otherwise,
one
I have to
con,
pack it up.
And
Yeah, 'Cause I have Lego minifigures of all my characters that one of my fans did for me, and those ones, the price. Someone even asked. Anytime they ask how much, I'm like $5,000 because that's the only way I can tell the guy, hey, I made $5,000.
Yeah.
Here's your split of it. Make me some new ones.
That's fair.
If nobody gets the last plushie of Mittens that actually exists,
It
Head on
actually
spike.
exists.
I believe in the plushie.
Yeah, he's gonna rip off
Team plushie.
the head and put it on a spike.
I'm gonna just bring the plushie with me to like Comic Cons and stuff. that we go to.
Yeah, just have it at your table.
Yeah.
Because people will see it, they'll all want to buy it, but
Or
if
treat
you
it
know
like
you
your
can print
real
more, then
life pet throughout the
sell it.
entire time.
If nobody gets it, I'm claiming it.
That's a really good way to just drive away the people. You walk up to your table and you're like, "This is Mittens," and you're just like
Mittens.
petting him. He's like, "Aren't you a good boy?" And they're like,
Who ate all the cat food?
"Oh man."
Do you have a
I
water
mean,
bowl for the cat?
you got to make your table interesting, right? Like,
At cons, you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dylan put everything we have, like all of our merch and stuff, just on the one like 8-foot table that we got. And I was like,
yeah, you got to stuff it as much as you can. And the next con I'm doing, the horror con, I actually have a 10 by 10 corner,
Oh,
so I can
Oh,
really
nice.
I can bring 2 tables. At that point, I bring out even the original artwork and things that I normally don't even bring to a show because in general, nobody's going to pay the prices I would ask, but it's just okay. Feel free to scroll through, take a look through the pages, and this one, when you get one of those little tiny 6-foot tables, then you have to be a lot more choosy because like, all right, I have 8 issues out, and I have the CGCs, and you have posters, and you have pins and magnets and stickers, so something's got to go from that mix. And
right.
generally, it's the thing that nobody's probably going to buy anyway.
don't think I'm gonna make it tonight. I'm digging up the plumbing for a wedding, probably.
or because there's just so many bats in the plumbing.
Damn bats.
Yeah.
I'll put some bats on spikes for you so you can feel better.
Well, I got some bats that you can put on spikes.
To warn the other bats.
No, seriously. Like, I don't know if they're still here, but like, I sprayed a bunch of cinnamon water, and that I guess they don't like. So
Okay.
So-
yeah.
Only something as evil as a bat would be like, cinnamon water.
Yeah,
it's like the equivalent of holy water.
I want to make a comic book of just Dracula like hating cinnamon.
His deep secret being like, nobody knows this.
Like, here's some
Not
cinnamon toast
onions,
crunch.
it's not
Ah!
I mean, that's the perfect, like, if we ever did a little one shot of Mittens and we had a bat character.
Yes. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got like
yeah,
a little
yeah.
vial of cinnament water that throws at him. It's like, this is
The
completely
unknown-
factual. Just
Unknown
chucks it
weakness of Dracula.
Yeah.
I've found it.
Huh, who knew? Cinnamon.
Fireball chocolate fudge.
Yeah, I'll trade you. You can. I'll kill your bats. You come kill all my gophers.
That's a
Or
fun
just
trade.
gather them both up, pin them
Yeah,
against
let's
each
just-
other.
That's fine.
Oh,
They're
it's
both
fucking
rodents.
chicken
Take them
fight.
down.
Oh man.
I also have a woodchuck because
Oh.
the little addition of my kitchen was a deck at one point, I guess, and under that there's a woodchuck. And I said that to the pest guy yesterday, and he's just like, "Oh, just throw marshmallows." I was like, "What?"
Does this guy know like all of the fucking weaknesses of animals? Like,
Oh no, I looked up on
Cinnamon
Google
tweets.
why bats don't like cinnamon.
oh, okay. I'm just
Okay.
assuming this guy just had all of the answers.
And
did
gophers
all
don't
something
like
on a-
mint,
a
apparently.
cinnamon
That's what I
marshmallow.
found for them.
Nah, I tofuly. What?
Toffee? Toffee?
I said I saw a gopher, and then I'm like, tofu. Gopher Wars issue 1. That's the next spinoff of
That's it?
Mittens, actually.
We're gonna make the
The-
anthology
the
with all
mittens
of us
come
right
off.
here.
Yeah, anthology of it's gonna do better than Cthulhu Invades Neverland
Gophers invade my lawn.
with heads on spikes.
Yes,
Rodents versus dessert.
that's how I'll scare them off. Like, all right, this is what happened to the last one I caught.
Rodents versus desserts sounds like a punk band. That is
Right.
That is very. Why versus desserts? What am I missing here?
cinnamon and marshmallow.
Yes.
Oh.
Marshmallow.
Using those specifically.
Cinnamon,
Got ya.
marshmallow, and mint. Those are mint for the gophers.
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of
That's how I'm
animals
keeping them
don't
out of my
like.
garden.
A lot of animals don't like mint, just like because bats hate peppermint, eucalyptus, and cinnamon.
Okay.
Yep.
And you're like,
I
I'm
learned
not
way
going to
too
get
much
my
about
hands on
bats.
eucalyptus.
Yeah. I
You're
just
with
got
the bats on that one.
Team bat. No eucalyptus. Oh man.
Oh, I guess I'll
No, you-
share. I'm gonna share Garrett's thing since he can't make it because of he's at a wedding.
A plumbing wedding.
But he was wrist deep in
It's a
poop.
plumbing.
Same difference, right? I got a lot of
Same
questions for weddings.
difference.
Fighting like a demon. This looks cool, and it should get funded already, but there's 12 days left. In the year 2035.
Random question.
Yes.
Do you guys have videos on your campaign pages? Because I can't remember.
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you
I
noticed how many less people watch those now?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I've
Maybe is it because like we have more issues of that certain series or something?
Yeah, I guess for me, they already know what they're getting. I keep the videos vague, and yeah, I'm looking at this. It says that 23 people have watched my video.
Right. That's crazy.
That's it?
Yeah, and
Mine's like 19 or something.
yeah, and
Well, now I got
all
to
right, you
check.
pay to get the video done. Is it worth that money? Because last time for the trade, we actually had someone animate and voice act the first 6 pages of issue 1, and again, like 30 views. I mean,
what percent,
something like that can go on YouTube and still have a
What
life.
percent of that finished the video?
I think. Let me see. I can look at that right now. Actually, most 96% finished
Nice.
it, but it's a minute, so it's like all right.
Yeah, right.
It's not too
It's
long.
like market research.
Our Mittens 2 video was kind of like last minute, but like it's not like shit, but like it's not like animated like the first one, and
Yeah, the first one.
it's just like really fast. Like these are the characters and cool music, and
Yeah,
you can't like shit on it anyway. Josh is here, but
Short and punchy. Are you gonna? All right.
No,
Leaving.
no. But we already have a plan for the 3rd issue for the video for that, and then when we do the trade, we have a really cool thing we're going to do with the video.
Oh, wow. We've had 76 video plays on ours.
Oh wow!
Okay. That's
I don't
good.
know if you guys' video length is because like ours is like a minute maybe.
Yeah, mine's a minute as well, but
Mine's
I
longer
guess
than normal.
with
Okay.
mine, it's a lot of just I'm getting my backers that are coming to grab their issue 8 and keep reading the series, and they don't need to watch a video to know what it's about. They've read it. They know what's
They're
happening.
already there. Yeah.
So I think that's the thing when you're doing a campaign and you're selling to the repeat readers that are just going to keep going in the series. They're not even going to click on the video. They're just going to go down and like, okay, I need that. I need the new issue, and that's that.
It's a good point.
I'm-
'Cause, yeah, we
I'm
are only
curious
on
what
issue
issue,
two, so-
what Corruptor's video, because I'm going to have one made for it, and that's a brand new series. No one knows anything about it. Will it have a higher view count for the video? Because people don't know. They're not just keeping going on a series that's been going on for a few years.
I bet
Yeah, I'm
that-
curious how that pans out too.
Yeah, I am curious on the numbers on that one, how that plays out. I actually didn't even realize for some reason that there was a view count on there. I had not even paid attention to that.
I wasn't paying attention because like I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't
think
look till
remember
Aaron said
looking at it
anything
for
and-
Max Axel, Josh.
Oh,
And, like,
okay.
I remember thinking like you didn't finish the video. 20-30% of you guys. It's a minute long.
Right.
So it's
Oh, yeah,
interesting
that
that you
just
bring that
goes-
up. It's like you couldn't make it to the end.
Yeah.
It makes me want to go hard the other way and do like a 10-minute video.
Like, all right, now it's
Like
a
a full-on
battle.
interview.
Who will finish?
That's right.
Now I'll just do like an hour-and-a-half video.
That's right.
Here's a movie.
And if you finish the whole
Feature
thing, you
link-
get like an extra or something. I don't know.
Feature length Mittens.
Cool.
Yeah, my video for Ink wasn't that crazy. It's just like, yeah, here it is. Here's the art.
Yeah, I think my longest was for the last one for the trade, and I think that one was 2 minutes. 1 minute was the footage that they had done with the animation and everything. And I never looked to see what the play count was, so I'm curious if people maybe they watched that first segment and like, all right, good, I'm out. maybe they didn't watch it. Maybe they didn't watch it at all. So I got to see, because that one had a hefty price tag. So you wonder, was it actually worth it?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the animated like trailer that got Mittens so many backers on the first one, or like I kind of boosted the animated trailer like as a post on Instagram and stuff like that. So, but like that,
I mean, that is the nice thing. Like, if you do pay for a trailer or whatever, like you can use it other places. Yeah.
It's not only for Kickstarter.
Right.
I just like watching it sometimes. I'm like, this is just the coolest thing ever.
I'm just trying to figure out like what's the correlation here to like how many people watch the video and they're like, all right, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
You know, like is that really? Because I was sitting there thinking about things I've backed. I don't think I've ever watched one of the videos and been like, that's the reason I'm buying it.
No. I either know the person or I
can't think of that.
That's cool. Yep.
Although there was one, he was doing something that was kind of Universal Monster themed, and the video itself was what made me get it. But that's when I was doing the Backer Pause show when Rob used to do that one. So you kind of watch the videos because that's the whole purpose of the show. And that one was the first video where I'm like, okay, I'm sold. I got to get this book.
I wonder if I know the movie, the comic, because there's like a Frankenstein.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
All right, so I'm actually looking at my old account. The one that I spent all the money for had 55 views, but 98% watched it all the way through. So
how many backers, or I should say, how many followers?
That one had 131 followers.
Okay.
And then backers 168.
Okay. So
Yeah.
It's still
it doesn't make you feel encouraged about spending money to get the video done.
Not for Kickstarter.
No.
So
yeah, I mean that's the thing is I put that video on other places and it gets a lot of love that way. So in the end, it's still worth it. But I guess just one specific video just for Kickstarter isn't really what needs to be done.
Yeah. So the first Mittens campaign had 240 backers, which is the most backers I've ever. And there was 208 video plays.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Completion?
To completion. 34.13% of plays completed.
Okay.
So
You guys had an interview at the end of the animation, right? Like it was kind of like this.
Yeah, it was Josh talking because like no one wants to hear me talk.
So maybe that's it. They watched the animation and they're like, okay,
I bet that's what it was.
I came from Cool Mittens animation, not these people.
That's why personally for me, I've given up on that whole interview element. It's just like I just
on the TikTok. I think I cut that part out and I just had the animated part. And like I also took that clip and I didn't have any music in it yet, so I put some music that was trending on TikTok at the time.
Well, I gotta go figure out a funded post now.
Nice. No, that's awesome.
Good post to do. I got to do. I still haven't done mine, so that's tonight. Throw that out there and share some new campaigns, and then put in the sneak peek and everything. So kind of give that midway through editing to the account and see if we can grab any new people, get people to jump on issue 1.
For sure.
Now that we're ending, hey, people back Mittens. You like cats? Space. There's 69 hours left.
Nice.
Nice.
And there's one more plushie. Look, there's updates on the plushie. Oh.
Proof that it's real.
Awesome.
I love that you just put that right at the front.
I did
every
that
time now.
Travis is like, there's new plushie. And I'm like, oh, I got pictures. And if you like the Fifth Element, that's why that cover looks like that.
I do like the Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Correct.
If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Fox 64, The Mandalorian, Garfield, Flash Gordon, or what's the other one? Total Recall.
Total Recall. Which, like, Total Recall without the extreme violence.
Yeah. Total Recall for families.
Yeah, the family Total Recall.
Maybe our next Kickstarter trailer for Mittens 3 will just be that cat playing the piano.
Yes.
A player piano, great.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
We
That's
solved
good.
a lot of things for people tonight. Videos,
Yeah.
Even though
That's
it's
the
like
biggest
Spikes on
takeaway.
heads.
80% more of a chance that you get funded.
All right. Thanks for funding.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
for having
That's
me.
exciting.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
got 2 new backers during this, so it works.
Thwip.
We got a backer, I think. During
Nice.
this. That was cool.
All right.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
All right.
That's Sierra Nova Bump.